And the suggestion that anybody in my team, whether the Secretary of State, our UN ambassador, anybody on my team would play politics or mislead when we've lost 4 of our own, Governor, is offensive. That's not what we do. That's not what I do as president. That's not what I do as commander-in-chief.
That, of course, is one of the more feisty moments in the previous debate, and it is one of the most contentious issues going into this election surrounding what happened the days around September 11th and the attack in Benghazi that left 4 Americans dead, including an ambassador. So we've got Adam Entous, Pentagon correspondent, here as well to just tell us a little bit about new developments in that matter. A great story today, laying out some of the stuff that wasn't or was known ultimately from some of the intelligence briefings for a number of days after that. Adam, give us the details.
All right, well, what we were looking at here is what was the president told and when was he told it? And the best source of information for that would be the president's daily brief, which is one of the most classified documents presented to the president by the intelligence community. And what we found was that starting around the 13th of September through the 21st of September, the CIA was consistently telling the president that there was a protest before the attack. And it wasn't until the 22nd of September that the president's daily brief was revised to say that that wasn't the case and that there wasn't a protest.
Now, it's standard, I understand, that the CIA takes the lead on these briefings, right? I mean, in fact, there were a number of agents on the ground at the time. How could they have gotten it so wrong for so long, given, you know, how supposedly deeply ingrained in things these guys are supposed to be?
Right. Well, it looks like, based on our reporting, that that there was an assumption that there was a protest based on local press reports at the time, but also what's called signals intelligence, which is intercepted communications, as well as what's called human intelligence, which is informants. So what was happening in the days immediately after the attack was the CIA was getting this conflicting information, but the preponderance of that information and the most credible portions of that information still pointed to there being a protest. And what we're trying to understand and still don't quite understand is why it took so long for the CIA and for the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, which compiles the daily brief for the president, why it took them so long to make the revisions to it.
Well, now, a key issue on the electoral side of things is, you know, whether or not the buck on this does stop with the president. And well, Hillary Clinton said it stopped with her, and Obama himself has said that yes, he takes full responsibility. But the fact that it's the CIA at the centre of this, an institution that is sometimes seen as being, you know, somewhat removed from politics and ultimately an entity into its own, what does that mean for that question in particular?
Well, it's unclear what this means in terms of who's really responsible. One of the questions that hasn't really been answered is why, after Susan Rice went public with this assertion that there was a protest beforehand, why the administration didn't come out publicly until October 11th to correct the record. So we had a period there of about 3 weeks where the administration had information that conflicted what they had told the public, and yet they did not make that information public. And when we asked administration officials and intelligence officials this question when we were reporting the story for today's paper, we didn't get a clear answer as to why there wasn't the decision made to correct the record for the public. So
yeah, we're saying is the CIA briefings were giving a sort of misleading picture for a number of days, but then ultimately they did get a clearer picture and they weren't bringing that information forward early enough.
That's correct. I mean, the public saw Susan Rice go on television on September 16th and make several statements, which at the time were already in doubt within the intelligence community. Within a few days of Susan Rice's appearance, the intelligence community had reversed course, but the administration didn't make any of that public until October 11th, and it seemed like it was mostly an accident on October 11th when that was made public.
Right. Well, Governor Romney didn't exactly score a home run on this in the previous debate, but there can be little doubt that he'll try to score one on this debate. Thank you very much, Adam, for your time.